So, I'm back. How's it going? Have you got anything out of von Bergov?
Not yet. We need to fix ourselves up after the battle. We'll hear what Otto has to say tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Greetings to you.
Congratulations, Sir Knight! You finally become a man. War is a nasty business, but I see that no longer bothers you. I'm pleased you took my lesson to heart. You can't kill me. You're the same as me.
Right.
Oh yes, my family was slain too. By the Turks. I felt just like you do. And Eric went through the same thing. That's why I took him in. We're one big family. Of orphans. Well, of course you do have a father. Although he's not gone so far as to give you his name.
God bless you.
Excuse me? I'm sorry.
Is von Bergov's interrogation starting soon?
Not yet. We need to fix ourselves up after the battle. We'll hear what Otto has to say tomorrow.
Watch and learn!
It's hot out.
Ah, here you are! You're that bastard who's been snooping around on other people's property! I'll have none of that! You'll pay a fine, and then you'll show me what you've stolen.
All right, I'll pay. I don't want any trouble.
Now show me what you've got. Let's see if you have anything stolen on you.
All right. Have a look then.
All right, then. I don't see anything else suspicious. In that case, an indulgence will suffice. Now be on your way. What are you waiting for? On your way. Good day.
What do you make of this Brabant fellow?
He's unquestionably a remarkable knight, that Vakelin. He rambles on a lot, though. My head nearly burst listening to him sometimes. Although it was better than being stuck there alone. Otherwise, he seems to me like a bold and worldly gentleman, if a little obsessed with wealth.
I honestly can't stand him. He's as full of tales as an old fishwife, and half of them sound very unlikely indeed.
No one's perfect. As for his constant chatter, you have to learn how to shut him up, and ideally not get locked up in one room with him. On the other hand, when Sigismund invaded, he could have easily just stepped aside and kept his nose out of it, and he'd still be sitting pretty in Miskovitz. Instead, he did the opposite, and defended the town. Give him a chance to prove himself. You'll see for yourself.
I'll believe it when I see it. What happened when von Bergov hauled you off after the Nabokov battle?
It was a dreadful journey. Jesus, don't even remind me. It was a bit better in Malashov. Apart from being locked up, of course.
Did anything happen along the way?
No, but it took ages to get to Malashov. 4 or 5 days in that god-awful cart. I was travelling with von Owlet's minions. They hauled me in one of the wagons. They treated my wounds a bit, but I was still in a really bad way. After that battle and all.
What did they do with you in Malashov?
Nothing much, actually. They took care of my wounds, and then stuck me in a room with Brabant. But they treated me decently, as befits a noble. Von Bergov came asking questions a couple of times, but that was about it. Only I almost went mad from being cramped in that damned room. It's a good thing you got me out of there.
What was the problem with the room?
That I couldn't get out of there. You saw yourself when you came for me, didn't you? It's just that since Nabokov, when they shot the tower right down on my head and I was stuck there. Well, since then, I don't feel well in cramped spaces. Actually, I never did. I always preferred to be outdoors. But since Nabokov, it's worse than ever. I had a feeling the roof would fall on my head again and I'd be buried alive.
Well, the main thing is, you're alive and kicking. And back with us.
Indeed.
Is von Bergov's interrogation starting soon?
You came at the right time. We're just about to deal with him. And you can join in.
Welcome to Sukdal, Lord von Bergov. Despite the circumstances that brought you here.
It is an honor, Peter. Compared to what I had to endure from Zizka and Kunstadt, your good manners are a welcome change.
I'll do my best to make your, involuntary stay no more inconvenient than it has to be.
Aren't you being a bit too welcoming, Sir Peter?
Just what I was thinking. Fuck that bollocks! He's a captive, not some busty wench. He's only alive to squeal what he knows. It'd be quicker if I just beat it out of him.
Hold your horses. He's a noble and Sigismund's right hand. If we torture him, he'll be no use to us as a hostage, and Sigismund will be out to avenge him.
That's true. Even though I'd be only too happy to settle scores with him. I gave him my word.
Why the fuck should I care about that?
When it comes down to it, the word of a nobleman is an oath before God. Even the devil must respect that.
Fuck this shit. The longer I listen to this bastards, the more my fists itch.
Instead of these pathetic threats, Why do you not make me an offer? You do know that I am...
Shut your trap, Otto. Right now you're nothing. You lost most of your men at Rabos, and the rest croaked when we took Malashov. So what do you have left? A nice coat and a smug face.
Do you really think Sigismund made me his chamberlain because of my soldiers? Or to have someone to take care of the running of conquered fortresses?
Shut up, damn it! We're asking the questions.
Really? Then why have I not heard a single one yet? And what a shame that is. I am a pragmatic man, and I'm sure we can work something out. But lay a hand on me, and you will not hear a single word.
He's right. Apart from von Aulitz, he's Sigismund's closest man. He knows everything about him and his plans. We should try it the peaceful way first.
You're buying that? He talks just like Jobst. When he gets here, they can yap till doomsday for all I care. But now we just don't have the time.
Jobst wants to come back here. After he got away from us by the skin of his teeth?
Well, he has to show Sigismund our army up close.
So it's true. I couldn't believe the Margrave had finally made a move. I thought he would never march into battle.
You're not the only one who didn't want to believe it. But it's true. The Margrave raised enough coin to put together an army that can take on Sigismund. And as you know, Jobst is nothing if not pragmatic. He wouldn't join a losing side. So the question is, where do you want to be when he gets here?
On the winning side, of course, young man. But Jobst has to actually get here and then win. And there is many a slip twixt cup and lip. Although, I expect you people have no idea of the situation Sigismund is in right now.
Oh. What situation is he in, then?
In the shit, Lord Trotznov. In the shit. So, a sensible person should seize every opportunity that presents itself. And I am eminently sensible. Lord Capon.
Yes?
When you came to Trotsky, you were carrying a message with an offer of an alliance from Lords Hanush and Radzik, were you not?
Exactly.
I think it is time I gave you my answer.
A wise decision, sir.
But suspicious. Why the sudden change of heart?
You think I'm some villain, don't you? But I've only ever wanted what is best, believe me. What is best for this country, for my loyal supporters, and, naturally, for myself. And I'm not ashamed of that. And it appears that Sigismund is no longer what is best. He's in trouble, both here and in Hungary. The army is not getting paid, morale is poor, and the Kuttenberg miners are rebelling, so the crown is running out of silver.
I see. The butcher's on his way, so you want to flee the pigsty, eh?
Naturally. And together we can even set fire to this pigsty, as you put it. If you want my advice.
I'm all ears, sir.
The last straw Sigismund is grasping is the royal treasury at the Italian court. If he were to lose his silver, he wouldn't be able to pay his soldiers and would have to withdraw to Hungary.
We're supposed to rob the Italian court.
The most secure place in the town?
Of course. And while you're there, you can also free the lords captured at Raborz.
My father.
Lord Pisek, as the former mintmaster, you must surely know of some way to sneak in.
There is no way. The court's an impregnable fortress.
Really? What about tunneling in? There are hundreds of tunnels beneath the city, and if I'm not mistaken, one of them runs beneath the court.
That's total madness. There might be some passageway leading there, but no one knows those old tunnels now. Besides, they might collapse at any time. One could easily come to a bad end there.
But that can also happen when you try to mount a horse drunk. What's with this tunnel?
There's a whole labyrinth of tunnels under the city. You'd have to dig from inside the treasury to find the one you want. And where they all lead to, God alone knows.
God and me.
Oh, pardon me, milady, but how would you know?
Not all young noblewomen devote their days to embroidery, Sir Peter. I look after Father's documents, and I know all about the plans of the passageways beneath our palace. St. James's Church owes its existence in part to the generous donations of the Routards. So in the past we had a secret underground entrance built into its crypts, and St. James's is right next to the Italian court.
A handy escape route from the palace, eh? If you don't mind crawling through a tunnel, that is.
In short, you can theoretically walk directly from Routard Palace to the Italian court.
Sure. That is, after breaking through the walls that separate the crypt from the tunnel, and the tunnel from the cellars.
That sounds almost too easy.
You took the words out of my mouth. With a bit of luck, we'll get to the cellars of the court. What then?
What do you think? The guards will come down on you and it'll all be over.
So we need someone who can help us on the inside. Someone who'll distract the guards and lead us to the silver.
Christian of Pisek is the steward at the Italian court. He could help us.
Perhaps. But my brother's never been easy to deal with. He'd be taking a big risk, and besides, he doesn't have the Mint Master's key to the treasury. I'm afraid Vavak's your only hope. It's just that you can't trust him.
There is one other possibility.
Oh? What's that, Sir Otto?
Perhaps you have heard about the expected arrival here of a rare visitor from very far away.
Who? Do you mean... Surely not.
The very one.
What the fuck are you talking about? Speak clearly!
Well then, a papal legate is on his way to the town directly from Rome. He's coming to adjudicate the dispute about the new church.
What's that got to do with us?
Where would he be received except at the Italian court, along with his entourage? No one knows them, no one has ever seen them, and very few understand their language. They might as well be volunteering for you to take their place.
Well, bugger me. This is starting to sound fucking good.
What? What do you mean, take their place? Are we supposed to kill them, or what?
Why not? I had a feeling you were not concerned about a few corpses. At Maleshov, you slaughtered the whole village. What is one legate compared to that?
We can't. Godwin, say something. You're a priest, after all.
You're right. Jesus! Get a grip, fellas. Do you want to burn in hell?
Calm down. We'll just lock the Pope's lackey up for a bit, and once we've got the silver, we'll let him go again. No one gets hurt.
St. Joseph, cover thy ears!
Where will we find that legate?
He's staying in Loretz, at the vineyard. He's got the use of the whole place for himself and his escort. But I don't know how many there are.
Good. We'll send Catherine there to have a look.
And then we'll burst in there and cause a bit of a fuss, so he doesn't get any stupid ideas. And that'll be that.
Is there no other way to solve it? Without violence?
Gentlemen, the legate is a man of the cloth, like me. I know Latin, and even a bit of Italian too, as it happens. I could explain to him what we need. Maybe we can persuade him to go along with it.
He'll tell us to kiss his arse, more likely.
Sir Hinek, never underestimate the power of sweet words. Especially when the listener has a knife at his throat.
It's true, none of us would be very convincing as an Italian cardinal. It'd be better if we made him take us with him, as his retinue.
All right, let's say we get inside with the legate. What then? What if he betrays us?
That's why we mustn't let him out of our sight. Godwin will take care of that.
Me?
You said you spoke Italian, didn't you? If he starts squealing, you'll hold a dagger to his ribs and ask him politely to play nice.
May God look the other way.
Meanwhile, the rest of us will have to deal with the guards inside, prepare the ground for digging, and open the treasury.
That's damned risky.
No one will be expecting us. As long as we don't make a ruckus too soon, it'll all be over. And the whole place will be ours before they even notice.
But what do we do with the legate's real retinue?
Lock them up at the Devil's Den. One of our men can guard them there.
A couple more peculiar fellas blabbering nonsense won't look out of place there in the slightest.
What if the legate refuses to talk to us?
Well, we can always beat him up. Take his clothes and let someone else put them on. Like, Godwin, eh? Since he's a priest.
Hold on. I'm not going to play the jester for anyone.
Nobody's asking you to. We stick to the plan. We'll work on the legate so he agrees to take us in with him. Then we'll find a way somehow.
All right. I can't think of anything better anyway.
Agreed then. We'll try gentle persuasion to begin with. And now, to the task. Henry, you go to the town and squeeze anything that could help us out of Vavak.
Most importantly, get that key from him.
Then wait for us at Rotard Palace, where we'll set up our base. We'll get there first thing in the morning.
And how are you going to get inside? The palace will be closed and maybe guarded. I don't expect you want to march through the main entrance, where everyone can see you, and break the gate down while you're at it.
That's true, milady. What do you suggest?
There's not only a passageway to the church, but also down to the river. I know it like the back of my hand. I could show Henry the way if you like.
No offense, my lady, but you'll be safer here.
She's coming with me. Nobody knows Rutthard Palace as well as Lady Rosa.
Do you want to get into the court? Then you need Rutthard Palace. You want Rutthard Palace? Then I'm coming along.
All right. Both of you are going to town. And no dawdling. You should be on the road tomorrow at the latest. Time is of the essence.
That's that then. Let's get to work.
It looks like the two of us will be going to Kuttenberg alone.
Lucky me.
Aren't you looking forward to going home?
You're observant. When they captured Pa, von Bergov's people stormed into Rutthard Palace.
He didn't come to capture you personally?
No. And that really suited his people. They grabbed whatever they could get their hands on. After what you did to Malashov, we may have lost everything we had.
How do we even get inside Rutthard Palace?
At midnight, you climb onto the battlements, turn on your heel 3 times, say the magic formula, and it'll open up.
What?
I've told you, haven't I? Via the secret passage. I know where the entrance is, so all you have to do is come with me.
Are you ready to go?
One more thing. Do you remember how I asked you to bring me my book from Malashov?
Well, how about that? I almost forgot. Here it is.
Better late than never. Thanks. Maybe you aren't a completely hopeless case. But you've a ways to go yet. Perhaps I could help you with that.
You said you could teach me something. What did you have in mind?
If you ask nicely, I'll share some of my hard-earned wisdom with you.
Very well then, Lady Know-It-All. Let's say then I come on bended knee. What scholarship can you pass on to me?
That depends on what you're interested in. There's a whole world hidden inside of books I could talk to you about for days on end. Or if you prefer actions instead of words, I can show you a few shooting tricks. But I can't right now. Come back another time, all right?
Could you teach me something?
Of course, but I can't right now. Come back another time, all right?
Shall we go?
There's no point in dallying.
All right, let's go.
Well, here we are. I'm not keen on going into that darkness.
Are you afraid?
Of the dark? Me? I'm not a little girl. But God knows what we'll find inside. Especially at the far end.
I'll be with you. If anything happens, just stay behind me and...
Ah, my hero! But since I'm the one who knows the way, I'll be going first. Usually there's only a small trickle running through here. The water must have risen.
I'll be careful not to fall into the water. Those servants might think there's a water sprite crawling out of their cellar.
Watch your tongue, so this water sprite doesn't drag you under.
What, in this gully? It'd hardly come up to my heart. Backside.
Why don't you give it a try, eh? Oof, that startled me. Anyway, what's Lord Capon's problem with underground passageways? When I mentioned it at Sukdol, he looked like he was about to faint.
Well, when we were defending the Barkov, we got buried under the rubble from a demolished tower.
Oh my god!
He was lucky to survive it. I still remember him calling for help. He was scared to death. There was nothing we could do. That's when he was captured by von Berghoff. Since then, he's not comfortable with tight spaces.
Sorry. I was a silly goose to bring it up.
Everything all right?
No. Don't you see how deep it is ahead of us?
I hope you don't expect me to carry you.
I most certainly do. Unless you want to prove to me that you really are an uncouth village oaf after all.
Well, what's to be done? I'll carry you over.
Maybe there is something knightly about you, after all. I'm waiting. Is that how you carry a lady, you oaf?
Well, don't complain. No one ever taught me how to do it.
And it shows. Oof. Be careful.
It's just a short way. Hang on.
Oof. Well, you could have been gentler, but I suppose I should be glad to be here in one piece.
I hear voices. Looks like we've got company. And not welcome company, I reckon.
Look at all this mess. I can hardly recognize this place.
This doesn't look like the work of Avak's people. More like city rabble and beggars.
They're acting like they own the place. If Pa were to see this, we must get rid of them.
Well, so I'm supposed to slaughter them? Just like that?
Yes, that scum has no right to defile this place with their presence. It's our home. Our property.
Which means they deserve to die.
If we want to be sure they won't give us away, we've no choice.
My. How quickly Lady Rosa can change her mind. What's the difference between those ragamuffins upstairs and the villagers at Malashov, eh?
But this is our home. Our property. They have no right.
Folk who have nowhere to lay their heads and nothing to eat aren't much interested in the troubles of the rich. They just seize the opportunity.
You're right. But they can't stay here either. They'd give us away.
So you want me to get rid of them? But what will you do? I'm responsible for keeping you safe.
Don't you worry. You don't have to hold my hand in my own home. Do you see this ivy here? It goes all the way up to the window of my chamber. That's where I keep my crossbow. I bet that riffraff didn't find it. If I climb up there, I can cover you from above. Just in case.
What? Are you crazy? You can't climb such a height.
Oh, don't worry. I've been climbing up there ever since I was a little girl.
But they'll see you.
No, they won't. I'll be round the corner before they have a chance. There's a wooden balustrade there all the way to the window. It's like climbing a ladder.
If you say so. But if anything happens, hide. Got it?
All right. Now turn around so you can't see up my skirt.
All right then.
Easy for you to say. You
Oi! Where do you think you're going?
Calm down. I just want to talk. I'm not looking to harm you.
Talk, eh? You don't want to harm us? Hark at him.
Let's get rid of him. What do you say, fellas?
Go to hell.
Fucker! Rosa? Could you... Rosa!
Show your stuff!
Hey, get him!
What do you want?
To hell with you! Christ! Shit! Do it! No chance!
Get him!
You wanna try me? I'm all yours!
Are you all right?
I am. For now. Are you all right, Henry? I think I hit one too.
You're a good shot. Capon and Kabianka wouldn't believe their eyes.
Thanks.
Is something wrong?
Someone's trying to break through the door.
Oh, damn it. I'll be there in a moment.
Be careful!
Load your crossbow, and if they get inside before I get there, shoot them.
I barricaded the door. I'm sure I can hold out for a while.
Oh, what a mess.
Get on then! Show what you're made of. To get an axe. Little pigs, little pigs, let me come in.
Rosa? It's me.
Henry, are you all right?
I'm in one piece.
Are they gone? All of them?
Rosa?
Are they gone? All of them?
Aye. It's over.
All right. I'll let you in. You can come in now.
So, here we are. Welcome home.
It doesn't feel much like home anymore. They were behaving like animals in here.
Right. We've got a lot of work to do, but we'll get there. You'll see. We have to. There's a lot at stake.
That's true. You know, Henry, I want to ask you something. And I want an honest answer, all right? If everything were to go wrong at the Italian court and, God forbid, you had to choose, would you still try to rescue my father, even if it meant putting stealing the silver in jeopardy?
The lives of allies are obviously the most valuable asset to us. Without their support, the silver would be useless anyway.
Not to mention, it wouldn't last you very long anyway.
Don't worry. We'll either leave the Italian court with the lords, or...
Or not at all.
Don't worry about the mess. Our boys will happily clean up once they get here. We owe you that.
That's nice. But no one can get back my mother's silver, my brother's hunting trophies, and my books. Some of them are maybe worth more than this entire place.
If our plans succeed and your father is freed, do you know what will come next?
I haven't given it much thought yet.
You don't want to get your hopes up.
That too. But if you actually do rob the Royal Mint, we'll also be suspects. We'll have to flee from here. Possibly for good.
I won't let you go away. Even if I have to fight with your father, Zizka, and the devil.
Is that so?
I'll even tell Sigismund. Run back to Hungary. This girl is staying here.
That all sounds very nice. But there's nothing left here anyway. We've lost everything. Oh well. There's no use in crying over spilled milk. Zizka's herd will be here tomorrow. I'd like to get some sleep before then. Would you please leave me alone?
All right. I'll keep watch downstairs.
What about Vavag? You were supposed to go and see him today.
I was, but that was before we knew what to expect here. I can't leave you alone now, so it'll have to wait till tomorrow.
Thank you. And you get some sleep too, so you're rested up for it.
They left no stone unturned. Oh, Christ. Oh, is it morning already? Zizka and the others will most likely be here by now. I should go and have a look. I see you're already here. How was the journey? Did you run into any trouble?
No, it actually went quite well. Brabant wouldn't shut up, though. Credit where credit's due. He really helped in Malishov. That hit to the gate came at just the right time. We'd have dropped like flies if not for his men. But sometimes I feel like letting something blow up next to my head too, just so as not to have to listen to him for a while. I'd be more interested in hearing what happened here yesterday. When we got here, it was like a pigsty.
Some local beggars set up a lair in here. We had to get rid of them somehow.
What about Rosa? Doesn't she regret coming too?
Why would she? She asked for it herself.
Mainly because you were going. She doesn't seem to like the rest of the group very much.
Well, it's not like you're doing much to change her mind. And the way things look around here certainly didn't improve her mood.
We may be bastards, but we're not ungrateful. Anyway, I told the men to get rid of the bodies and clean up the place a little. Hope the lady won't mind.
Quite the contrary, I think.
How did it go with Vavak, anyway?
Well, after everything that happened, I didn't want to leave Rosa here by herself. I'll have to go and see him now.
I understand. But go and see him as soon as possible. We won't get anywhere without his Mintmaster's key.
God grant you health.
Hey, what the hell are you looking for?
Master Vavak is busy.
I know the Mint Master rather well. I have an important meeting with him. I've never seen your dumb faces in his entourage, so I get the feeling you have no business being here. You'd better scram, before Ulrich sends his guards after you.
Damn, listen to that sharp tongue. Should we let him in?
Sir Christian insisted he ain't to be disturbed.
Christian of Pisek? I know him. If he's here, I want to talk to him.
Hey, should we believe him?
Why not let him go? He's alone. If anything happens, we can just kick him out.
Please, come in.
Not a soul around. Very odd.
What the? Henry? How the hell did you get in here?
I'm the one asking questions here. Where is Vavak?
He ran off God knows where with the money from his secret enterprise.
And what are you doing here?
That's none of your business. But maybe you could explain something to me. How much did they pay you to tell them about the Mint?
Vavak was stealing from the town.
And I could happily continue if you weren't such an honest idiot. Instead of which, I was almost caught and hanged. Fanush, Milosh, come here. Defend yourself. Or don't. At least it'll be easier. I've been waiting for you. You want to try me? Show what you're made of. Oh, Christ! Shit!
Well, that really is disgusting. Fuck you, Vavak. I was at the Mint Master's place.
Hold on. Everybody should be hearing this. Well, how did it go? Do you have the key?
Aye, I've got it. But it stinks a bit.
Quelle puanteur! Put it away unless you want to see my breakfast.
And what about the Mint Master? Will he help us out?
Vavak has disappeared. I found the key in his house. But I also met Christian of Pisek there. He tried to kill me.
Good thing he didn't succeed. How did that end up?
He's dead.
At least he won't rat on us.
The main thing was to get the key, and we did. What's worse is that we don't have anyone inside the court. Well, can't be helped. Let's get to the point. We must have everything ready before Catherine returns from Loretz, especially the way through to the court.
I should say so. If I'm going to send my men, I have to know exactly where the way through is to be made.
That'll be your job, Henry. And Brabant's going with you.
Excuse-moi? Why should I?
Because you've been telling us you know the Kuttenberg underground like the back of your hand.
And I do, but not firsthand. Only from mind maps and drawings. Nobody will let men of my standing enter those moldy shafts.
If Brabant doesn't want to go into the tunnels, I'll go with someone else.
With Ruthar's daughter, eh? One night wasn't enough for you.
I meant with somebody like Sam. He knows his way around the town underground too.
Oui. That is a good idea.
Why not? Maybe the cold down there will cool his hot head.
Where are the others, anyway? Kubienka, Ada, and Janos.
They heard there was work to be done, so they left à l'anglaise.
But you do the work of 3, eh? At least with your mouth.
They're getting some wagons so we can move the silver. If Pisak wasn't lying, there's quite a hole there.
What exactly are we supposed to do in that cellar?
Get as far as you can, and mark the spot where Brabant's men will start digging.
I see. Why do I feel like that sounds a bit too easy?
Well, we have no idea what's really down there, so you'd better have a weapon handy.
Come now. Surely you do not mean...
Rutard's daughter will tell you more. She came up with this part of the plan.
What will you lot do in the meantime?
We'll be doing the planning. We've got to bring those captured Italians to the Devil's Den somehow. They'll just sit tight till we give them back their legate, and then we'll let them all go.
The main thing is keeping Godwin away from the booze. Or we'll have no way of talking to the gents from Rome.
Could you teach me something?
Of course. But I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So, what would you like?
I'd like to expand my horizons a little. What's the last thing you read, for instance? Anything interesting?
You'd better believe it. I only read interesting things, and I can talk about them for hours.
Could you teach me something?
Why not? But I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So, what would you like?
I'd like you to show me some archery tricks. You shoot like a... well, a wild woman.
I prefer the term Amazon.
Will you teach me?
Listen closely, so I don't have to repeat myself.
I'm gonna go explore the underground passages that lead to the Italian court. Can you tell me more about them?
What exactly would you like to know?
Where exactly are the tunnels?
They run under most of Italian Street. Some are remnants of the original mine gallery, but other parts are much more recent. So far, only the section from Rutard Palace to the crypt under the church is accessible.
Well, the church is quite a long way from the court. If the tunnel has collapsed anywhere, we're out of luck.
Right. But the tunnels were checked properly before they started building the church. If some part collapsed, we'd be the first to know.
Tell me more about this mine gallery.
It's been abandoned for years, but we could use it. According to the drawings, it's very close to the court cellars. Christian of Pisek confirmed it.
That's a very strange coincidence.
My father said King Wenceslas had long suspected he had enemies among his own ranks. Maybe he had an escape route built. He just didn't finish it in time.
What was the tunnel to the crypt used for?
It's a safe route for anyone who wants to disappear undetected. Just like the one we took to get here.
Has anyone ever used it?
No one that I know of. The servants used it to dispose of waste.
Waste? What kind?
It leads from the kitchen, so I'm sure you can imagine. Bones, scraps, slops.
Oh, wonderful. What exactly am I supposed to be looking for down there? What are we searching for?
We need to find and mark the point where the crypt wall joins with the tunnel. When we break through the wall, only a thin partition will be between us and the cellars of the Italian court.
But how will I know I've found the right place?
You can tell if there's a cavity behind the wall by the sound it makes. The gallery is also damp, so the spot might be a different color.
So, I'll be knocking on the walls in the dark and looking to see if any is a different shade?
Well, yes. Pretty much.
Thanks for the advice. Anything else I should know?
You'd better hold your nose and look before your feet when you enter.
All right then. I'll try. It appears we're supposed to go and mark the path for carrying out the silver.
I thought you were going with Brabant. He boasted that he knows those passageways.
Brabant backed out of it.
Perhaps he was afraid to soil that fancy coat of his.
Or he was just lying again. Well, are we ready to go and take a look underground?
Absolutely. Where is the entrance anyway?
In the kitchen.
That's a promising start. I've been throwing shit down here. It is nearly up to my knees. It's bloody slippery. Ugh. The nerve of Shiska and dry... Devil. I gave them a coin and they sent me to wade through shit. Stay close to me. The path might branch off somewhere. We would not want you to get lost.
Has that ever happened to you? Getting lost underground?
Some older boys dragged me into a mine once, and I got lost. I did not find my way out until the night. When Mame saw me, she nearly killed me. This poor soul must have been here a long time.
Me too. But we'll have to stay here a little longer. You better hold it then. This is a holy ground.
What the fuck are you doing here?
You want to kill me in heaven? Fuck! I'm bleeding! What the
Aye. That sounds different. We have it.
Have you ever been to Gutenberg? Before all this, I mean?
A long time ago. With my...
I reckon it'll be a late one again.
Sam and I walked through the cellar as far as we could, and marked the spot where we should dig.
Well done. Brabant has found some men in the meantime. He may refuse to go down tunnels, but he does have his uses. Considering how much coin he promised them all, I reckon they'll do everything they can to make sure we get out alive. Oh, and while we're on the subject, take this. You've done a lot of good work. You deserve it.
What now then? Have you come up with a way to get to the legate and persuade him to take us to the Italian court?
I should say so. Hey, listen up, all of you. You're done for today, but get plenty of sleep. We'll chase you from your beds early in the morning.
Oh, is that really necessary?
It is. We'll be riding to Lorette's.
Cardinal Pozzo goes to bed with the chickens and gets up before the crack of dawn. After the morning prayer, he eats breakfast together with his retinue, and no one is allowed to disturb them. Most regular folks are asleep at that time, so everything should be nice and quiet when you pay him a visit.
If we don't persuade him to get us into the Italian court, we're fucked. So don't do anything stupid, right?
Is everyone going there?
Everyone except Capon, Brabant, Catherine, and Rosa.
What? Am I just supposed to sit on my ass with the women?
At least you'll get your beauty sleep. That's what you wanted, isn't it?
You said Pozzo has a band of soldiers with him. Wouldn't it be better if we all went?
And leave this place unguarded? That's too risky. Someone has to keep watch in case any uninvited guests come snooping around.
That stands to reason. We cannot leave ces belles dames alone.
Oh. All right then.
Should we be prepared for a fight?
That shouldn't be necessary. Godwin insisted he'll sort things out peacefully with the Cardinal. But I reckon we'll have to twist his arm a bit. And while Godwin's persuading His Eminence to put on a show with us at the Italian court, the Devil, Janosch, Kubienka, and Ada will take his retinue away to the Devil's Den.
Hagen and Urso will be waiting for us there to keep them under guard.
That's it? What use will we be there?
You have to make sure those 5 men armed to the teeth don't get any clever ideas.
We'll scare them a little, but just enough to make them shut up and listen to Godwin.
Exactly. No killing.
All right. Let's get to work.
Report to me tomorrow morning, is that clear?